we go. Alright. And howdy everybody, and welcome back to Stranded Deep in Conversation, where I'm live again, so nothing's really gonna happen. let's be real here. I hope you're all doing well, as I already said to the people who are here live, which is nobody at the moment, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's fine. Happy to talk to myself for an hour. It's what I've been doing anyway. I'd be doing this anyway, so really, it doesn't matter all that much. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day. Again, I'm doing this live because it's been a busy week. It's just been pretty busy over the past couple weeks. But now, at least for a little bit, I should be taking it pretty slow. I had a lot of dentist stuff I probably could have talked about today. But I feel like I've already shared enough of that right now. I did record some things with it. That might come out eventually, but also probably won't come out ever, just because it's weird and kind of gross, so we're probably not going to, but maybe we will. Thought that was a snake. I have a problem. But yeah, everything's doing pretty good. I have, just like to round off, at least for now, the teeth saga, I have another appointment on the 11th of April to get my wisdom teeth taken out, so that's going to be fun. Super definitely exciting and not terrifying at all. That'd be pretty funny, huh? I mean, wow. But yeah, so yeah, wisdom teeth getting taken out. The people who are taking me are going to be recording it, so maybe I'll ask them for it, and maybe I can put it on here. Probably not, though, but we'll see. We'll see if I can. I'm absolutely going to be getting the footage, so hopefully I'll be able to actually do something with it. It'll be pretty fun, pretty funny. Is it just turning night already, or is it just turning day? Which way is east? Where's my compass? It's getting darker. It's night. Oh, look. You know what? I'm just gonna treat myself to some rations today. Yummy goodness. Alright, then we go to sleep and we chug this water. See, I know how to play this game. I figured it out. But yeah, so, a few more appointments in the works, but I'm just gonna say, I feel so great. Like, swelling? Like, apparently, like, I thought my gums were just kind of fudged. Didn't realize that was because they were swelling because of an infection. So, now that they're not doing that, it feels really good in my mouth. And I guess looking at it, again, there's such a crazy change. It's awesome. It's really just awesome. That's all I really have to say, is that it's awesome. And again, take care of your teeth. But we're not going to talk about that forever, because now we're going to be talking about this week in retail, because this, I thought I didn't have anything to talk about. I have a lot to talk about. I had to, like, write it all down. God, am I even going to be able... I don't know how much time we're going to have for the actual topic today. But this week in retail, I'll try to make it go a little faster. Did I... 3. Yeah, okay. So, not too much craziness happened, but a lot happened that I wrote down. So Thursday, I don't remember what happened, so I didn't write anything down, which is probably for the better, because I have a lot to talk about. Did I ever say that, by the way? I have a lot to talk about. But yeah, Friday, I got to do something pretty fun, which was unloading a truck on my own. It was kind of crazy. It was pretty fun. And most of it was fun because of that freaking psychopath that was helping me unload the truck. Because the person who brought the truck was like, alright, I'll bring these things down, you bring them into the store, and bada bing, bada boom, we are gone in like an hour. I'm like, okay, sounds fun. This guy was a fucking maniac. He was actually, like, insane. Like, he had so many funny things to say. I don't remember, but they were very funny. He was just making fun of himself. He was making fun of everything. It was just good fun. It was a good time. And there was one point where he tried, like, jumping onto the lift with all the boxes on it, and trying to, like, ride it down the ramp that he was going down. And he almost fucking launched himself, the boxes, everything, at me, because I was on the other side waiting for him to bring the boxes. He's like, I'm gonna... And he didn't even say anything. He just hopped on, and it rode a little bit, and then the back wheel got caught on the top of the ramp, so he immediately got off and, like, hard planted his feet. So he knew what he was doing. But also, that could have gone so bad. I could have been trampled by boxes, big metal thing, and a person. So that was fun. But otherwise, it was great. And even with that, it was fucking hilarious. So it was awesome. It was generally, he was awesome. He was awesome. It was a great time. Just fantastic. So many fucking potatoes. What am I gonna do with these now? I can try to eat them, but I have plenty of food. Okay, well, I just don't pick all of them immediately. How about that? Alright, right, I can just eat this. I forgot. I'm supposed to eat one. I don't cook potatoes for some reason, which is such a smart idea. Maybe if I had a pot, but I don't think you can get a pot. Either way, then comes Saturday, which normally I work Saturdays, but normally it is during a night shift. I worked at a different store this day, the same store that I worked at on Friday. So these were both days, different store. So I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. And I'm like, okay, like probably my first ever morning Saturday shift. This is gonna go so great. I don't have to do any of the closing Saturday stuff, end of the week bullshit. Don't have to do that. Great. Immediately fucked it up. I immediately fucked it up before I could even step foot into the store, because I was opening that store. Which meant I probably, realistically, definitely needed the keys, which I left at home. And I walk to work because it's not too far. So I walk to work going, I live like right in between both of these stores. Very convenient. Very, very convenient. But I was like, okay, well shit, I gotta walk back. And I already walked like a good like 2/3, 3/4 of the walk, only for me to realize, shit, I don't have my keys, and my store's keys aren't gonna fit this store, so I didn't even bother trying that. Probably honestly would have worked, but I don't know. I don't know how that works. But so I walk all the way back home. I pick up the keys, and then I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna be able to walk back, so I had to try getting an Uber. And if you know me, you know I have. Is it daily day 134? Holy shit! Well, if you know me, I don't have very good luck with Ubers. So it took me like an hour to get a car, and it was like 20 minutes far away, and then I had to like wait 20 minutes, get in the car, get there in 20 minutes. I was not 20, like 5-minute drive. I was, however, like 20 minutes late because it took me so long to get this damn car, and after all this bunch of hoopla, I literally showed up 20 minutes late. And I'm like, crap, this is horrible. I'm like freaking out the entire time. And then I get there, and there's no one waiting outside. And I'm like, what? Does everyone... I didn't know if I worked with anybody. So I just assumed maybe I didn't for the first hour. Like, that store's usually pretty short-staffed. So I'm like, oh, maybe I was just supposed to be me alone. But then I realized that the door is already open, and the alarm is off. So I'm like, okay. Either they left it like that by accident last night, or someone's in here. And someone was in there. A couple of workers, actually, who had keys. And I was like, oh, alright, cool. It's all worked out. And no one was waiting outside. The door was still closed. I don't know what just happened. But generally speaking, it was pretty good. It was pretty fine. No one seemed to give a shit. It was... They were all just like, okay, good, you're here. Great, let's open the store. And I'm like, okay. And I opened the store. And bada bing, bada boom. It all got done. No one was waiting outside. Honestly, everything was somehow completely fine, despite me not being there for the first 20 minutes. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I obviously, they know I was late because they saw, and also, just generally speaking, probably see when I clocked in. So I haven't gotten in trouble yet, so I think I'm fine. If not, you'll find out next week in retail. But either way, then we have Sunday, which was St. Patrick's Day. I wore that green suit and everything that I wore for the little video thing. I wore that in its entirety to work, and holy shit, that was just awesome. I tried getting an Uber, which took like an hour. I got there at like 3:04, so I was like a couple minutes late again, but no one gave a single shit. I let them know, and they were like, okay, that's fine, whatever. It was like an evening, so it was like, yeah, it's okay, we're here, so whatever. It's only a few minutes. And so that was good. What is that? Someone's moving around. I don't know. Either way. But yeah. So I come in and everyone is like, oh my gourd. This is amazing. And one of them took a picture with me the moment I came in, and they were like, oh, this is the best. My kids are gonna love this. I gotta show my kids. And then I show everyone else at the store, and they're all freaking out about it. They're loving it. At one point, was like on my knees behind the counter, so it looked like I was just that short. I was just a genuine little leprechaun, man. It was fucking hilarious. Honestly, it was just a good time. And the funniest thing was a coworker that wasn't even on that day showed up in the middle of the day to just see me in this outfit, just to be like, oh my god, this is the fucking greatest thing ever. I need a picture. Because I guess the coworker took a picture, showed them, and they were like, oh, I need this right now. And they went into work, not to work, but just to see me take a picture, freak out with the rest of my coworkers, and then make them take pictures with me. And then they even made a customer who comes in fairly often take a picture with me. So that was just a fucking, that was so stupid. It was fun though. I generally, it was very silly. It was very silly times. Just about everybody and their mother got a picture with me that day. I felt like the Easter Bunny at the mall. You know, it was great. By the way, I saw the Easter Bunny at the mall. I didn't go to them and say hi, but I saw them at the mall the last time I went, which was last week or something. And holy shit, that guy's just as terrifying as I would have imagined. It's creepy. Why do people take their kids to that? It's just a big man bunny guy, and he's just creepy. It's terrifying. But either way, the only thing that really happened that day was one of my coworkers bought everybody a mint and dark chocolate milkshake thing. They were trying to get a shamrock shake, but they were out of it because it was 4 in the afternoon. So of course they're gonna be out of it on St. Patrick's Day. No, but they got instead they just went to a different place. They ordered from a different place. They got a mint and dark chocolate milkshake thing, which, for those who don't know, which is everybody, I have never had a milkshake before. Because I just don't like milk, so the flavor of that seems off-putting immediately. And I don't normally like mint, so it was already a recipe for disaster. I took a sip, expecting to throw it up into their face. And it was actually pretty good. It was very much more chocolatey than anything. Still got some milk in there, which made it kind of weird to take down. But since it wasn't liquidy, it was less liquidy. It was kind of more palatable going down my throat. So I was like, oh, okay, this is okay. I can do this, which was good fun. But as I drank it, it got more minty than chocolatey, and then I was like, okay, no, I can't. It went from an 8 out of 10 to maybe a 3. And I couldn't finish it. But it wasn't terrible. I probably could have if I spaced it out longer. But also, it looked like it was melting or something. I don't know what the fuck a milkshake is. So I was assuming I had to drink it fast because it was going to melt or something. So I was just trying to chug as much of it down as I could, which didn't help. It made the end bit of that a very unsatisfying experience, to say the least. Drink. It's so tasty. There's the vacuum. Also, if the internet goes off at any point, sucks to suck, I guess. Just because, yeah, it's been happening. Past couple, twice in the last hour and a half, I was just, on the computer, getting stuff ready. So hopefully it doesn't happen while I'm live, but if it does, then, I'll try to be back on as soon as possible. I think after this, I'm just going to do some more chess, so get excited for chess. Everyone loves chess. But yeah, so Sunday was fun. Sunday was very fun. Took a lot of pictures, had a lot of good times with everybody. And then Monday, Tuesday, I had all my dentist stuff. I wasn't going to do crazy. I'm not going to go over it again. I'm just going to be like, hey, again, take care of your teeth. Pretty important. But especially go to the dentist. Because there's something special about getting the dentist treatment to your mouth, it makes you feel even cleaner. Even if it's just a basic clean, which I didn't get, but... I guess I don't even need my headphones on. I never have my headphones on when I record this. I don't know why I have my headphones on, guys. I'm trying to gauge what's going on around me. But it ain't working. But yeah, so those days happened. Nothing too special. Just dentist stuff. A lot of dentist stuff. I was going to go live Tuesday, but I had a lot of dentist stuff, so forgive me, mother. Please, forgive me. Yeah. And then Wednesday, a couple things did happen. One of them, not as funny. One of them, pretty fucking funny. We're going to end with a funny one. So I'm not going to share all the details of this story, but someone came in looking for a hotel because they just had a pretty bad experience with someone who they were dating online. They finally came to meet them in person, and they had a very bad experience with them that I'm not going to get into details with, but they were okay, and I don't know what's happening. You might hear stuff. But yeah, they had a bad experience, and my coworker drove them to like a couple hotels to see which one was. Like, there was one close by, but then they closed for like repairs or something, so they had to go to a completely different one on the other side of town. She drove them over there. Absolute saint of a person. But yeah, so they got to know more of the story, and I mean, like the lady was ultimately like they were okay. They just needed to get back home, so they were trying to get that set up. So we're hoping for the best for them going forward, and that's as much as I'm gonna share because it's not my thing, and I don't want to share too much of it because even though I'm not gonna drop a name, I don't want to talk about something like that on behalf of somebody. So we're not gonna. Instead, we're gonna talk about how someone took a dump in our bathroom. Again, yes, it happened again. Because bathrooms, that's the spot for it. I'd rather it be in the bathroom than not in the bathroom, I guess. So I can't be too complainy today. But yeah, I got into work at like 1:30, 1:40, whatever. I go to use the bathroom, and I come right back out, and then like an hour later, my coworker's like, "Oh, this says the men's room is closed because someone fucked in the bathroom. What happened?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I was in there like an hour ago. It didn't look that bad." And I'm like, "Alright, well, I'm gonna go check it out. Did you check it out?" And she's like, "No, I didn't check it out." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go check it out." And I opened the door, expecting to see a nightmare. Like, I was gonna be like, there's probably nothing that bad. When I opened the door, I'm like, there's gonna be a nightmare that wasn't there. Nothing. The floor is spotless, which is a first. The sink isn't smeared in poop. And honestly, it looked like a normal bathroom. And I'm like, oh. So, what, someone like prank? There was someone trying to pull a prank on people? And I'm like, well, nothing seems wrong. And I walk over to the toilet bowl. And oh my god, I was more shocked by that than if someone actually just shit on the entire floor. Because in the toilet, there was a single log, one log of Duke in that toilet. And it was standing in like the very bottom hole where like it would flush down. It was literally just standing still, like in that, like up, almost to where it touches the seat. So it's like a good, maybe almost foot-long dump in there. And the worst thing about it was the thickness of it. If I told you to imagine the size, it was, imagine the thickness of a water bottle. All right, imagine that. Imagine the thickness of a water bottle. That's what it is. That's like the thickness of that, like a foot long. I don't know how that comes out of somebody's asshole. I tried flushing it. It wouldn't go down at all. It wouldn't even budge. I had to push it in, and then I clogged the toilet, and I had to like plunge it for like 3 minutes, and then it was a disaster. But eventually it did go through. Day 135, baby. Let's get talking again. So again, no more This Week in Retail. We already talked about that today. Now we're going to get into the actual meat of the topic, which is life's burning questions, as you can see by the title. Obviously, there's tons of those. Tons of questions that no one really has the answers for. However, I figured today we could spend some time figuring out ones that I actually care about, or just talking about ones that I care about. Maybe we'll get to an answer, maybe we won't. Who knows, honestly. Could be anything. It could be anything. That's the thing. That's the thing with this sort of stuff. It could literally be anything. Right, Mr. Snake? Or Mr. Other Snake? Or Mr. Other Snake? You're the first one. I'll forget you. You're my first snake. He's cool. I need to get a fourth one for my fourth plot. I need to get more jerry cans. I could keep this set up around, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to find this island again. And I don't know which way I went before. I know I kept good track of where I was going until I forgot, and now I'm not. So, who knows? But either way, the first question I have is, what is the point of timed outlets? You know, like, I've seen those at numerous stores before. It's like a little thing you put on your outlet. That's like, you can plug stuff into it. Or you can put like one thing into it. I don't remember exactly how it works, but essentially you put it on the outlet, and you're like, okay, this outlet will work for the next like 3 hours or so. You put on a timer, or maybe it's like the other way around, where like you put on a timer and it doesn't work until the timer goes off, and then you can use it again. I don't know if it's like I don't get it. Like, sure, you can use that to be like, hey, Billy, stop using the computer for like 3 hours like that. But then can't you just take it out? If you take it out, does it like short circuit and blow up your house? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's no real threat to that. Like, you literally, I imagine you could probably just do the same thing you do with like egg timers, where you can just like go ding and just do it yourself, like just manually override the timer. Like, I don't see the point. The only point I can think of is like with like, I guess like Christmas lights, you know, like you can have it so that way it only turns on during the nighttime. And I guess you can just have like a solar powered thing, or you can do like a timed light. But either way, I don't really ever see them being marketed for Christmas lights. I feel like Christmas lights, I never understood the point. That's another question. I guess like a little bit of a follow-up to this one. How do people put out outside Christmas lights and just leave them there? Like, I wouldn't be comfortable putting them out any day of the week, because at any moment, at any time, it could just rain, and then what happens? Like, there's so much wiring. Like, do you like tape the spots where like the water could seep into the lights? Like, I don't understand. There's so many just problems with that I imagine could come up and have come up and will keep coming up. So I don't understand how people feel comfortable putting lights outside their houses. But with a time, it's already nighttime already. Goddamn. But with a timed thing, with the timed switch, it just seems pointless. It just seems stupid. Like, I've thought about like having it so that way it turns off when I want to like go to bed. You know, like I have it for a timer and then like it goes off when I want to go to bed. But I don't know how they work. So if it were to turn off while the timer's on, then how does that make any sense? That doesn't seem logical in the slightest. But I don't know how that even. Does it even actually turn it off? Because I can't imagine it just stops the currents from running to that spot. And that doesn't seem like it. That doesn't make any sense to me. But I also don't know physics and electricity, so who knows? Maybe that's how it works. It probably does. It just confuses me. It confuses the hell out of me. I don't understand it. But if there was a use for it, I guess Christmas lights. Assuming I'm thinking of how they work correctly, which is a bold thing to assume. This moves on. Again, these questions are not very like thematic to each other. Like they're kind of just sporadic things. Where's a potato? I'm hungry. Great. But that still seems so stupid to me. But this is they're gonna be very out of nowhere random topics. But this one, why do movie theater pretzels taste like how Chinese food smells? This is a very specific thing. I wrote this one down ages ago. This was gonna be a topic months ago. Maybe I already did this. Maybe I did this already. This might be Life's Burning Questions 2. I have no idea. And some of these questions might be double ups, but I have no idea. But because so I went to a movie theater like a month ago, January 5th or 4th, I think it was, a couple months ago now. We went to see Night Swim, which was like that horror movie with the pool. Horrible movie. It was like a fun bad movie, but it was barely a fun bad movie. It was stupid. It was a stupid, really bad movie, but I enjoyed it. I just kind of enjoy everything, so it was good. But I got pretzels because I was like, okay, I want to eat something. Popcorn. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, I never really crave popcorn until I'm eating popcorn, and then I want popcorn. But until then, I don't want it. And I'm like, you know what? I could go for like some pretzels, and like the pretzels weren't too expensive. So like, I'm gonna get like a bunch of like the pretzel bites with some cheese. Best decision I ever made. They smelled good. They tasted though like Chinese food smells. And I say smells because I don't really eat much Chinese food. I only just recently tried crab rangoons. And I actually do like the crab rangoons. They're pretty good. So I'm going to start getting more into it. But I haven't really tried much Chinese food in my life. So I only really ever get the smells from like my family when they order Chinese food, because they love Chinese food. But I've never really gotten into it. So the smell of it, though, is very, very much so how those pretzels tasted. And I was like, why the hell? Like, this feels so familiar. I feel like there's been other times where I go to the movies and I get the pretzels, and this is the exact same situation. I'm like, why does this happen? why do they make it taste like that? Like, do they fry it? They don't fry pretzels. Do they fry pretzels? I'm not like, you bake pretzels. Like, do they? I was gonna say, like, do they fry it in like the same oil they fry some things in? Maybe they make it with certain like similar oils or ingredients. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It confuses me. Can't you tell by how confused I am? It confuses me. That confuses me. It confuses me a ton. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. So Chinese, I like, and again, not to like riff on Chinese food. Like, it smells great. It smells delicious. It just, I don't know why those pretzels tasted like that. I'm confused. I'm still confused. Now I'm thinking back to it. I'm like, holy hell, that was like a strong. I don't know which part of the Chinese food. Because again, I didn't eat it, so I don't know. I guess it was kind of just the conglomerate of Chinese food. You snake, you're a stick. See, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm assuming they use similar ingredients, but I have no idea. This one is, so these are a couple of snow-related ones, and let's start with just why don't people tell you that sunglasses are very useful during winter too? Because obviously sunglasses, they're marketed as they block the sun from hitting your eyes, or like they don't, the sun doesn't affect your eyes as much. You know, it doesn't hurt as much to look around. You know, if your eyes are sensitive to the sun, put sunglasses on. Dumb diddly easy. And usually that's during the summer, which is fair because there's a lot of sun. It's the summer. But with winter, especially when it snows, they are incredibly useful there too. Because the amount of snow, the amount of light that shines off of snow and like the wetness of the snow, like, have you ever like shined a light into like water? That shit like refracts, I don't know the word, but it goes everywhere. And it's super big and bold and powerful, and it's like, holy shit, there's so much light. This happened when it snowed over here like a little bit ago, and I wrote this question down because I was like, I put my sunglasses on, and I was like, oh my god, this is such a world difference. Why don't people like tell people about this? Because since it's just a big sheet on the ground of white wetness, that shit reflects it and it makes it brighter, because it's like you're upping the brightness of something. It literally just shines it. It's so bright. It's so hard to see. So especially when you're walking, like if you're driving, maybe it's a little bit better because like the windows are tinted a little bit. But I walk to work, so I was walking to work. I'm like, oh my god, I can barely look up. I have to look. I could barely look anywhere, because if I look down, there's more snow, and if I look up, there's so much snow, and like the angle of the sun was just like, oh my god, I can barely see. So I put sunglasses on. It was fine. I felt good. It was good to walk. And I was like, why don't people do this more? Or maybe they should have like sunglass goggles. You know, so like you can like wear them while you're, because again, like when snow falls, it doesn't really help because it goes just on behind the sunglasses. So if you were to like take sunglasses and like put them inside of goggles or something, I could totally see that being successful too. That just sounds awesome. So I don't get it. I don't understand why they don't do that yet. But then another question, snow related. Why are adults supposed to hate snow? Because, and I get it. I just shat on snow for a little bit there, but that's only because it hurts to look at sometimes. Otherwise, I generally like snow a lot. It's fun to mess around in. I've definitely lost my hat in the snow recently, so that sucks, but you know what you're gonna do. But it's just really fun. It's nice and cold. I love the cold, so putting me into snow, it's like a cheeseburger in paradise, man. It's amazing. It's fun. It gives you time with your family, because like sometimes they're like, at least for schools anyway, they call the day off if it snows too much. So it's like, it's all around a very good experience. So but the only thing I know, and the main reason that people would hate it, is because they drive. Driving in snow, from every account that I've ever had, sucks. So I get that. But if you don't drive and you're an adult, I feel like that sort of childlike joy of snow can still sort of exist in your brain. It definitely does in mine, to at least a certain extent. Someone is there Stinky? Stinky might be outside my door. 1 second, everybody. We just heard a huge meow. Hello. Oh, Sue. Hi. Hey, bud. Hi. Here, come here. Let me hold you. You little baby guy. Hey, Sue. Hi, guy. How's it going? Hey, sweetie. He's a sweet guy. I don't need to question anything about you, Soup. You want to sit on the couch? Want to get cozy? I don't want to flop right now. I got a recording to do, buddy. I'll pet you. I love you. You're so sweet. He's gonna flop on the ground. Feel sad, and I feel bad now. Oh, but it's fine. We have some time to chit chat today. But yeah, so why did like I feel like if more people just walked places, they wouldn't hate snow as much. But also, I guess if it piles up too much, then snow is also annoying, because then you have to deal with the mounds of snow as you walk. But honestly, I like that. That's fun. It makes the walk way more fun. And I know sometimes you can slip, but I feel like the less snow there is on the ground, the more likely I am to slip when it's snowing, because that just means it's a very big, wet, not very sticky spot on the ground. So then you're way more prone to it. I'm sorry, I'm petting Soup, so I kind of gotta waggle the microphone around with me. Hey, buddy. He's so sweet. I love this guy. He's fantastic. But so, yeah, I feel like snow gets a bad rap, especially the more you grow up. It gets a huge bad rap, and I think it's undeserved and, quite honestly, rude. And that brings us to our next question, which I have to look down to see. Hold on. There we go. Gotta leave. What is a hamlet? And I do kind of know the answer to this because I looked it up. But I'm not talking about the book. I'm not talking... Or is it the author? I don't know. I'm not talking about that. I'm pretty sure it's a book. It's a Shakespeare play, right? So it's a play. But what I'm referring to is when in referencing location. Because I'm sure no one here knows the hell a hamlet is. I'm going to give you an example. New Hamburg is a hamlet in upstate New York. And I know it's called Hamburg, so it's a hamlet. But I don't know this. And I looked it up a while ago at this point. What is a hamlet? Because for whatever reason, I looked up New Hamburg in upstate New York, and it was it showed up as a hamlet instead of a city or a town. It was a hamlet, and I'm like, what in anything's name is a hamlet? And to describe a hamlet to you, it is a human settlement that is smaller than a town or a village. So, what makes a hamlet a hamlet? Small settlement has no central place of worship and no meeting point. So it's literally just buildings. There's buildings, you live there, bada bing, bada boom, it's easy. So how many hamlets are there is my next question. How many hamlets are in the U.S.? That's all I care about. Is there only... What? There's only one or two? It says hamlets in the United States by county, hamlets in New York State and hamlets in Oregon. 14 count, 1,620 population. There's a hamlet in Oregon that only has 5 people in it? Oh, it's 5 places. Hamlet, Oregon, Beaver Creek, Oregon. Beaver Creek is an unincorporated hamlet. Population about 4,000 people. Yes, I mean, there's 5 hamlets in Oregon. There's... Oh, there's a lot more in New York. There's tons in New York. Yeah, there's a lot of them, and each place has their own subcategory of them. What the hell? 200 pages out of approximately 1,200. Because there's a lot of hamlets in New York apparently. What the fuck? I guess upstate New York is kind of not a lot of things going around. 57 count? It's showing 57 in New York State. So there's 57 in New York, and there's 5 in Oregon. That's just insane. Assuming that Wikipedia is right, and I just read through Wikipedia like an idiot, so I have no idea exactly how true it is. So he wants to leave. Hold on. Hey, Barney. Where you going? Wanna leave? No? You noticed I was giving you attention? Now you want some more? Hey, buddy. Hey, little guy. But yeah, hamlets are weird. Hamlets are because I don't remember why I thought about looking it up, but I looked it up and I was very confused by the answer because it's what the fuck is a hamlet? I looked up New Hamburg and it showed up as a hamlet. And I'm like, what? Why? And I look and I didn't really bother looking it up from there. I was like, I assumed it was a smaller town or maybe a bigger town. I don't know. So apparently, it's a small. It's like a village, but smaller than a village, which is crazy. But even then, like 2,000 people seems like a lot of people. Like one of them in Oregon had like a population of like 2 to 4,000 people. And that's a lot of people. Like I couldn't fit that many people in one building. So I mean, how does anyone? Like a stadium can fit a few Hamlets, I guess, but still, that's crazy. Right, Soup? Right, little guy? Yeah, he agrees. Here's one. Here's one that I've probably already talked about, but I need to talk about it again. Is it ultraviolet or ultraviolet light? And this one has one very obvious answer, and I refuse to believe it is anything else. Is it ultraviolet or ultraviolet light? UV light. I'm gonna give off both sides of this argument, and I'm gonna let anyone who's listening decide amongst themselves what they want the answer to be. So ultraviolet, it is harsh lights coming from the sun or whatever, like a UV, like a black light, I think is something like that does that. Ultraviolet light. These rays, they hurt people's skin. They're more likely to cause cancer. They're overall very harmful to the body, or as one could say, violent light. But then there's the non-violet category of this conversation, because it is a purple light. You know, like if I type in a UV light, they are purple. And it is just sort of the thing. But also the sun creates UV light, which isn't purple. So is it really ultraviolet? Well, apparently it is. Apparently they call it ultraviolet light. It's a form of non-ionizing radiation that's made by the sun on artificial sources such as tanning beds. And the places where it is artificially made are mostly purple lights because they're ultraviolet lights. I imagine because it's such a refined, you're right close to the source, it is just more purple. I imagine if you're closer to the sun, maybe it emits more purple, but right now it just shows up as yellow. So I don't get it. I don't understand it, which is bullshit. All right, it is. I always knew ultraviolet light as ultraviolet. Oh, Soup, you little floppy guy. Hey, buddy. Hi, Soup. Little guy. Oh, you're so sweet. Love that guy. Hi, buddy. You come closer. You gotta come a little closer, bud. There you go. Yeah, there he is. But yeah, ultraviolet light, because it hurts people. Like it's like a very like bad. You don't want to get too many UV rays in you, so it's ultraviolet because it's violent to your skin. That's what I always assumed was the get-go. Because like I imagine UV rays came up as a thing in science before, like they made them into like little flashlights to look if there's semen and blood on things. So they wouldn't have known that it's purple. So why do they call it ultraviolet then? Like, wouldn't it have been ultraviolet or just why? I don't get it. I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense. That's one that has an answer that is wrong, and I want people to go out there and figure out what the fuck, because that doesn't make sense. Like, when were UV rays first discovered? Were they discovered from the fucking flashlight? I doubt it. And it's just like it's how is it ultraviolet? Like I understand from a flashlight perspective, like oh yeah, it's purple. Oh wow, so fucking creative name. But ultraviolet light is from the sun. Like ultraviolet comes from the sun too, the big yellow sun. I don't think so. And I'm sure if Soup could talk, he would agree with me because he's so fucking cute. Hey little guy. I know you didn't come to see me last night, so I can see you must have just thought I didn't come home. But yeah, it's dumb, it's stupid, and I hate it. But in other news, in other questions, when did Hello Kitty become popular again? Like when did Hello Kitty become popular again? I'm assuming it must have just always been popular, but as a kid, the only thing I knew Hello Kitty from was like a really kind of horrible, but also really sweet and just charming cartoon that we watched as a kid, me and my sister. I don't remember. I don't think they talked. I think they just kind of did stuff, and then they were like, maybe they made noises, maybe they didn't. I don't remember. But it was a weird show that I did enjoy watching. I do have like a very vague memory of watching one, but I can't really tell you what happened in the episode. I guess remember like the end bit. They like played a game of rock paper scissors maybe or something, or like a thing pop up on the screen that you can like. I don't remember at all how that went. But it was a show, and it only like I only noticed the past like year or so that Hello Kitty is still fucking everywhere. Like, we get Hello Kitty merch in our store fairly regularly. One second. Come on, Soup. Little guy. I feel bad for Soup. He just wants to flop, and I can't do that for him right now. I'm doing it enough. He's understanding. He's flopping right by where I'm sitting, so he understands his assignment, and he's succeeding pretty well. But yeah, like Hello Kitty, like I didn't think it was all that popular anymore, and then recently, like the past year or so, I've noticed, yeah, we still get a ton of Hello Kitty stuff, like everyone buys it out like immediately. I'm like, how is Hello Kitty still going that crazy? Like, is there even still, like, a show for it? Or is it just, like, a merch thing now? Is it like Pokemon, where just because it's a thing, everyone loves it? I don't understand. Oh, he's just licking the shit out of his feet. Oh, he's just a cute little guy. I love you, Soup. I love you, my little man. You can't go that way. I'm not going that way. Sweet little guy. It's confusing. Because it's like, okay, back over here. But, like, Hello Kitty, yeah, like, it's like, what does it do anymore? Like, does Hello Kitty have a show? I don't understand how it still has regained so much popularity. Like, I know it's like a really cute, like, picture of a cat, but is that really all people need to buy like a bunch of the merch for it? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I feel like there's not many, unless it's like a holiday. You don't really buy like thing-based merchandise just because you like the picture on it. Like, I wouldn't get a Stranger Things shirt if I just thought it looked nice, but I haven't watched Stranger Things, you know? Like, maybe I'm in the wrong there. Maybe I'm the confusing one, but it just seems weird. It just seems weird. At least for me, it seems weird. I don't know. But I'm going to Google it. I Googled one thing today. I can Google another. I probably won't, but I'm going to. We're here to answer these questions. I'm not here to just pose the questions. I am kind of here just to pose the questions, but if I can answer them, I will. If I can, which I'm going to try. 3 and 3. Delicious. Okay. And a potato, please. 1 potato from you, Mr. Farm. Oh, this one's not even being farmed. Delicious. They all look watered to me, somehow. Great. It's just strange. Okay, yeah. I'm going to be frozen in time for a minute here. Hello Kitty. Do they have anything new? They have a shop, new arrivals. They have new shop, new things. They have new merch every week. It came out in 1974. First appearance in March 1975. Did they do anything? Symbol of friendship. Personification of a Japanese bobtail cat. It's literally just... Is there a Hello Kitty show? Hello Kitty show new. There's Super Style from 2022, which is on Amazon Prime Video. You know what? Fair enough. That's all I need, I suppose. Images? Can I get an image? Oh, it's like 3D. Oh, that's weird. It's in 3D. The thing is, though, I doubt anyone watches this. I doubt there's anyone watching that. But there's also 9 seasons since 2022. So they must be. But also, I don't think they talk. So I imagine it's probably pretty easy to just bang out animations. Like, not easy, but like it's easier because you don't have to like animate anyone talking or whatever. I have no idea. It's weird. It's very strange. It's very... But I mean, hey, you know, if people are still watching it, then shit. I mean, who am I to say? But it's always like the adults going to grab that stuff. I don't think they resell it. It gets more expensive. I have no idea. It's confusing. Hello Kitty is still big everywhere, apparently. So be on the lookout for Hello Kitty stuff. Another question. What is the best way to hide your money and your important documents? Because you could have it in a folder, obviously. But especially with money, like with important documents, you don't necessarily need to hide them. No one's really going to be looking for your important documents unless you're, like, hiding them from somebody specific. In which case, yeah, you don't need to hide them. But... Oh, Soup wants to leave. Okay, buddy, you can go. You're free. Hi. You don't want to be free. Make up your mind. Buddy, come here. You want to sit with me? I don't really like sitting still. Unless we're sleeping. What's going on, bud? Just chill. If I slouch really far back, do you want to sit? Why don't you just... Why do you want to leave? Buddy, if you leave, you leave. He's such a sweet little guy. Such a confused little man. Hey, buddy. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you all of my attention. He's so sweet. I love him to death. But yeah, like, your documents, you don't necessarily need to hide them unless you're hiding them for a specific purpose. But with money especially, because, like, you can't really put money in a folder. I guess you could. It honestly would be a pretty good idea, but also they might expect that because they're like, oh, you're just gonna put your important shit in a folder. Everyone does that. So it's like, where is a good place to put it? Because I know they have like fake safes and stuff, and I actually have a fake safe. I'm not gonna tell you what it is in case someone breaks into my house, and then they know where it is because of this. But I have one, and I had to shop through a bunch of different things. So crab. But I had to shop through a bunch of different things. Like, they had... Why is he attacking in front of... Okay, he's dead. Natural selection, you know? But, like, I had to shop through so many different, like, random, like, little book things. And, like, there's, like, a golf club that you go over to hide stuff in. I'm like, what is the... Like, what? Why? No. Like, there's just so many weird things. And, like, a lot of really good safes. He wants to leave again. I'm going to try my best. I know you want some loving soup. Go get it. Go get it, bud. I love you. He's probably going to come back in when they bring me my pancake. So, he's so sweet. I love him to death. But, yeah, like, there's just so many weird ones. Like, you can hide it. People have like jewelry boxes that sometimes they put money in. Obviously, if you have like a large amount of money, your wallet could probably do. But like, the big stereotype of like the mattress, does that actually work? Like, who kept money in their mattress enough for it to become a trope? Like, that just seems like I wouldn't think to do that. Which I guess is a good spot to put stuff. You wouldn't want to put it somewhere thinking it's obvious, you know. So it's like, but now mattresses become obvious. What if I were to like hide it in like a painting on the wall, you know, like some inconspicuous art on my wall that that doesn't really link to me at all, but it opens and you can like, just lay money flat inside of it. But that just seems like not enough space. People have like secret rooms and stuff, like secret safes. Those are cool. Look at this mound of coconuts. This is cool. But it's just weird because I can't think of a good actual spot to hide like money, because like I feel like all the ones that are commercially available are incredibly obvious. So you need to think outside the box. Like, if I were to like put it somewhere, maybe I can put it in the lining of my clothing or something. But I feel like they do that with drugs. I feel like drug people who like make drugs, like deal drugs, they've kind of ruined all the good hiding spots in the world. Because now everyone expects them because there might be drugs there. Like, there was one... That was a thing that existed, like, a little bit ago. They had, like... It was a bottle, like a water bottle. But it wasn't a real water bottle. It was, like, the bottom had, like, a little bit of, like, water and the top had a little bit of water in it. So it looked like you were drinking water from it. But... It's a bore. but, there was a safe hidden in the middle of it. So you can literally just, like... Oh, my goodness. You can literally just, You could hide stuff in there, and no one would know. 1 second. Soup, you are a difficult man. Hi! Hello, baby guy! He's so sweet. Really throwing off everything I'm trying to do today, huh? Little guy? But yeah, where even was I? The bottle. Like, there's a bottle that you could hide shit in. And I think that was a whole thing where, like, you can do it with, like, drugs. Like, that was the big thing. Like, you put drugs in there. And now I don't think they, I don't know if they still sell those, but I always wanted one. Just because it looked cool. Because I think there was that one video, I think, Critical did like a video on, like, there was like a police officer like showing you where like your kid would hide drugs, and they just had a bunch of things like a can of Pringles was like a spot for drugs, and just there was like everywhere you could think had like a little hole where you could put drugs, and I was like, what the fuck? I wish that'd be so cool. You could hide so much stuff in your room, just if you wanted to. I'm not saying for drugs. I'm saying for like money or like important things or like things that like your siblings would take a lot or whatever. You can just hide all your shit. We were really getting a groove on here. Yeah, hell yeah. Who needs food from these guys when you just got little dancing pals? Hey, Soup, I know, I'm sorry, buddy. He's so sweet. He's so sad. Well, when I'm done with this, I'll be right back, and I'll just pet him for a couple minutes, and we can play some chess or something for like an hour. But yeah, so there's lots of good safe spots, but I don't know what the best one is, and I kind of want to test it somehow, but I don't really know how. I guess like a locked briefcase, or just a safe, because I feel like if they see a safe, they're like, okay, well, it's definitely in there, but how are we getting in there? And then I need to come back with like a drill or something, and then it might give you time to just hide it again. Or you can have like a fake safe. You can have a safe with like 10% of the stuff in there, so that way they're like, oh shit, yeah, they got it. This is the big haul. And then you actually have most of your stuff in your mattress or something. Who knows? Lots of things. Why do rainbows show those colors? Everyone knows rainbows: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Roy G. Biv, Mr. Gabiv himself. And it's just like, why is it those specifically? Like, there's so many other colors out there. There's like pinks. There's browns. There's different like shades in between those colors. There's a lot of different colors to be had, and yet like grays or whites and blacks. There's lots of different colors, but only those show up in rainbows. Why? Like, what's so special about the way rain and stuff reflects light into the sky, or however the fuck rainbows are made? I don't know how rainbows are made. I just know that it rains and then suddenly there's a beam of light sometimes. Sometimes I see like the gasoline rainbows, but like I was back in Brooklyn where like there'd be so much like a weird specific stain on the road that it looked like a rainbow was like melted into the ground. It's like, oh, that must be the end of the rainbow. We missed it. No. It was dumb, but it was fun. It was weird. It was very weird. I have a couple more to go over. It's gonna be a longer episode. Like on top of This Week in Retail, it's gonna be a bit of a longer episode. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Why do we relate certain colors to certain school subjects? And why is everyone different and most people wrong? I'm going to go over what it's supposed to be. And you can tell me what you associate your colors to. Because I know every kid did this. Everyone in my school did this. If you had colored notebooks, which usually, like, at least most of our parents did, because it's like, yeah, just to make it easier to discern which one is which. They had different colors. And so you're like, okay, well, I need to use this one for this one for that one, that one's this one. So for me, and what should be for everybody, science, green. Very obvious there, science, green. Nothing else could relate to that. History would be yellow. I feel like, again, I don't know how to describe why, but it just feels obvious to me. Math is blue, because, yeah, again, I'm not going to say because, I'm just going to tell you what they are, and that's what they are. English was red. Gym, if you needed one, was orange. And then artsy classes like dance, art, music, that sort of stuff was purple or pink if you had it, but preferably purple, unless it's sometimes pink. It was weird. Is that a knock? Yes. One sec. I've got pancakes. Life is good. But yeah, those are the colors. Any other subject would be black, if you have any other subjects. I don't think there really are. Like languages, just be black. It's fine. I don't know anything for languages. But it's like, why is that such an ingrained thing in my brain? Like, if I go to Google and I type in school, but spelled right, school subject colors, and I type in images. Social studies, most people say yellow. I agree. History, yellow. Yep. Math is red? What? Math is red? No, it is fucking not. 50% of people say that math is red? Then there's brown in there? Brown. Who has a brown notebook? Where are the other ones? This only shows a few. Okay, hold on. This is needed. Social studies is green. Social studies is yellow of this. Where's the other pages? Math. Here we go. Math. Yep, that's red. Science? It doesn't even show it. Okay, well, this is a fucking horrible website. English is mostly purple for people, and social studies is red. Every study is different. Language is black. See? There we go. They agree with that. Social studies is red, which, no, the fuck it isn't. Social studies is definitely yellow. Science is majority green. Math is majority blue in this one. English is purple. Social studies is red, and language is black. That's just wrong. Like, 3 of those are great. But social studies being red? No. Absolutely not. English being purple? That's way too fancy for English. English, that's not okay. That's gross. English, red isn't even on the board. For English, it's either purple, green, blue, orange, teal, or other. Which is just insane. For whatever reason, English and social studies have the most weird divisions. Like, they're like, a lot of them are like, one of them's pretty heavily skewed. But with these two, they're very like, kind of up in the air, which is weird. But that's, again, just for this one article. If I go to another one, I'm sure it'll give me completely different results. Subjects is colors. What's it all about this one? What is this? What the fuck? This is just numbers. Starting off with math. Is this math? Math majority red or blue, but most of it's red. English is mostly yellow with this one. Science is indefinitely green. A little bit of blue in there. World history is mostly purple in this one. Like, again, it's just, what? Like, it's different for everybody. And somehow they all feel like it's correct. But it's not. There's only one way, and it's my way. History is yellow, damn it. And I don't know why, but it is. That bugs me. That bugs me that no one in the world seems to believe how mine works. That's crazy. That's good pancake. That's really good pancake. Holy shit. I'm not gonna have another bite until I'm done with this. And I'm gonna be right back and I'm gonna eat those. Holy shit, those are delicious. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Because it's just gonna be a rant for 15 minutes about why they're wrong and why I'm right. What was so easy about Staples? Like, is it shopping office supplies easily? Because not really. There's a lot of shit. You have to kind of really dig around the store to find what you want. I've only shopped at Staples a handful of times. And every time, the aisle I wanted was like one of the last ones I went into. Because I was either pulled in to buy something else, or I just, I assumed it would be in the spot with those things that I thought were related, and they weren't. And they were in the wrong spot entirely. So, nothing felt very easy about Staples. Yet, is just a button that is iconic with Staples. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know if I was supposed to, again, I don't know. Did they have that at the checkout? So every time you checked out and like, see, like, oh yeah, you're done. That wasn't that. And they're like, I'm trying to think of how you would introduce it casually. Like, you're checking your money out as a cashier, and you bag everything up, and you're like, yep, you're all done. And then they hit the button. Like, it wasn't like and that was easy. Like, yes, it was. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's supposed to be like an improv bit. I don't know. I don't know. I never saw the ads with the button. I just know that it was a thing for Staples to have that button. And I don't know why. It was weird. And my last question for today is, why are specific numbers of stuff so specific and yet so damn general? And so I'm going to go over what I assume is the numbers system. And then I'll go to the Wikipedia page I pulled up to actually get the answers here. So for me, 1 is 1. There's no more than 1. It's just 1. 2 is a couple. Some people think 2 or 3 is a couple. You're dead wrong, because 3 or 4 is a few. In my brain, in my mind. Few is 3 or 4. 5 or 6 is some. 7 to 11 is many. 12 is a dozen. And then 13 and onwards have, like, whatever. You know, like, who the fuck knows? Because you never really think, you just, at that point, you just say, give me 15. You don't say, well, I feel like many kind of can trend to however many, and in perspective of how many, the big sum, many could be more than 7 to 11. But otherwise, if it's only like so many, if it's less than 12, then many would be like 7 to 11. But a dozen is a dozen, so obviously. But apparently, there's a lot more, and there's a lot more specifics. And I'm actually just going to plant my feet at the ending screen for today, because I'm probably not going to be touching the game very much more from here. Non-numerical words for quantities. There is a whole Wikipedia page about this. So, brace is also can count as 2. There's a lot of ones for 2. I'm going to go over to 2s. There's brace, there's couple. Couple makes sense. There's duo, which is sure, I guess, for people, whatever. Pair also could work, and that's it. Those are the ones they have there. Lots of 2s. Which is fair. I mean, all those made sense. Brace is an old term of veneering meaning a pair of something. A brace of animals. Whatever. I mean, if you're bracing somebody, it's 2 of you, but that's still a bit strange. It's a weird one. But most of those made some sense. But also, if you're counting a bunch of things, you don't really use a duo. Give me a duo of M&Ms. Give me a pair of M&Ms, maybe, but not duo. For 3, they have trio. They have few. Like I was saying. So they're on to me. They have a hat trick. They have several. And then several is 3 or more, but not many. And then that makes me think, well, what is many? They don't have many listed. So what the fuck is many? Like, is many more? Obviously it's more. It's 3 or more, but not many. So I'm here to think 3 to 7, generally speaking, for several. But then many, what's many? I mean, what is some? Some isn't even in here. It's just strange. Those are all the 3 ones. So several, hat trick, trio, and few. I get few. Trio, again, is like duo. You're not going to get a trio of M&Ms. You're going to get a few, get several. But you don't even want several. You say some. But even then, some is more than few. So you don't take just some or several. Hat trick is like a game thing, obviously. Quartet is 4. That's the one that pops up for 4. Which is stupid. Many, again, doesn't show up. In fact, the highest number is a decade that pops up in here at 10. So they stopped caring after 4. A decade is 10, which is years, which is dumb. Dozen does pop up as 12. Baker's dozen 13. That makes sense. And then it goes to, like, huge numbers. Like, a gross of something, which is 144? What? Who the fuck decided that? That's stupid. And then there's other ones. A small gross is 120. Which is, like, what? 10 dozen. But then 12 dozen is a gross. So, but then also, 120 also counts as a great 100. Because it's 10 dozen, or 6 score. And a score is 20, by the way. Just in case you weren't aware. Like 4 score and 7 years ago, so it would have been 87 years ago. Which is, it's like, whatever. You know, like, Abraham Lincoln said it. Might have been the dumbest thing he's ever done. Probably the only dumb thing he's done. The largest number on here is a myriad, which is 10,000. Large is 1,000. Large in general, like, give me 20 large, 20,000. That makes sense to me, but also it's kind of dumb. Also, apparently, there's a word for a million that I can't remember. It doesn't show up on here, but it's like mega. Mega is like a million. Mega, like a mega amount is like a million, apparently. And then a great gross, which is a dozen grosses, which, again, a gross is 12 dozens, so a dozen dozens, a dozen dozens is a great gross at 1,728. Who the fuck thought these were good ideas, good words? Like, who uses any of those? I don't think anyone uses any of those. Like, you go up to a baker's dozen, and after that, you're just like, give me 14. I don't even want some or many. Give me 14. Make it specific. I feel like you're only using big, crazy, general, but also apparently super specific numbers or words because you're talking about a small group of things. Like if someone has like a handful of M&Ms, you know, like give me some of those, or give me a couple of those, give me a few of those. Most could also be, but that's like a percentage thing. We should want to talk about percentages. But it's like, give me a dozen of those. Like you don't say, give me a gross of those to like anything. You're not offered grosses of things in most day-to-day life. It's just weird. And that's the last question I have is, what the fuck? What's the point of those? Why do they exist? Maybe someone knows this. I don't know. But either way, as the moon settles in, I'm yawning because I had plenty of sleep last night, by the way. I've been sleeping good. I've been sleeping on time. I feel good about it. We'll see how it goes this weekend, but either way, that's all the questions that I have. If you guys have any questions that you think are interesting to talk about, like what is water wet, you know, like just some obvious ones. But even if they're not obvious, like why do all size gloves not really fit on my hand? And it's because your hand's probably really big or really small. But you know, that's what the one size fits all is made for, I guess. I don't know. But if you have any questions that you think I could answer, let me know. I'll try to answer them. That could be fun. But either way, thank you all for watching. I can't see anything. But thanks for tuning into this episode of Stranded Deep in Conversation. And I'll see you all next time. Bye now.